What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into the Thursday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralta. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt every morning here, thanks to BetMGM on BettingPros.com. All right, I got a bunch of things to get to here today to talk about. But first, a 3-1 night's a 3-1 night, okay? We come back with a 2-0 mark in the player props out of the Discord channel, which is nice. We now improve to 31-12, I think the number is, for our player props. Quarter units again, see? When we're betting quarter units, we're doing well. Half a unit's when we got screwed, and things we got out of our lane. Got to stay with what works, and that's a quarter unit. So that was nice to get both of those props. Edwards, the over by a couple of points, and then came back with Christian Wood, who got there pretty easily. So that's good. 2-0 on the player props. I will be doing 2 more player props coming up here today. We get the hockey game right easily. The Vegas Golden Knights all over the LA Kings. That was sort of a walk in the park there with the over 5.5. Too low of a total for those two teams. And so that cashes, and then we come back with a loss on the Heat, who do not keep it close against the Denver Nuggets, who really played well without Jamal Murray, so no hangover there. And what's interesting, watch for this prop, okay? Jokic assists is now 7 for 7 without Jamal Murray on the court this season. It was set at 10.5 at FanDuel, and it was plus 122 for that. And Jokic goes over with 11 assists. So just something to watch on to, trends to watch. Jokic to bet the over on assists for him now that Murray is out. The books will catch up to this pretty quick, but right now they may be a little bit behind. So maybe in the next game for the Nuggets, something to look at for the basketball being in his hands constantly. The whole offense is going to run through that guy. He's going to win the MVP. I don't know if you guys have gotten into that market or not, but Jokic is going to win the MVP. So hopefully you got a piece of that, or you can buy into a piece of him, because now, really, Joel Embiid's the only one who potentially could catch him for the MVP race, and it's basically his to lose, given now that Murray is out. The Nuggets aren't going anywhere, but it's just going to up the usage for Jokic now that they're without their starting point guard, their star guard. So just watch for that in terms of assist props. I wasn't on it, but I should have been. I talked to someone on my radio show about it, and I should have been on it, but I wasn't on it. One thing that is interesting that I want to highlight here at the top, and it's something that I'm going to do again today. I'm not going to count this as an official bet, but this is something I did last night, okay? At the time of taping, last night, first let me back up. I posted this yesterday. So Gilles Gallant from Oddshark is a guy who's been on my radio show a lot, and he's the guy who tracks underdog betting for Oddsharks. He bet the NBA first half. He was betting full units. He made a bunch of money, and then he lost a ton of it back after the All-Star break. In the month of April, traditionally speaking, I went and started doing some research and talking to some people, but the books, generally speaking, get hit hard in the month of April betting on underdogs until there's enough data for them to really correct themselves as to who really should be favored. So going into last night, if you had bet $100 on every dog in Major League Baseball, you would have been up around $2,000, okay? But then last night was the dream. Last night, I went 11. I bet $10 on every dog because Gilles Gallant's coming on my radio show today. And so in anticipation of that, I said, all right, let's go ahead and roll this trend out and see what happens. If the Dodgers hold on to win tonight, underdogs will go 11-3. 11-3. And I will be up $142 in change. 104 betting $10 on every underdog last night in Major League Baseball. I'm going to do it again here tonight. In fact, I'm going to do it for a little bit here just to see. I go 11-2. I can pretty much fall on my face tonight doing this and still be okay. Go 500 and I'm still up, okay? But that's a wild trend to watch because much like the NBA, I hit 2 plus 200 bets, okay? I'll just run this through. I'll tell you exactly where I was from an odds perspective on these games here. So what I bet. Nats plus 108, Cubs plus 145, Giants plus 102, Pirates plus 162, Mets plus 106, Marlins plus 225, Rockies plus 215, Blue Jays plus 130, Royals plus 115, Red Sox game 1 plus 115, Red Sox game 2 plus 120, they won them both, Rangers plus 160, Tigers plus 165, and the Indians plus 104. Okay? So Cubs, Indians, Rockies. Those three don't cash. Everything else did. Okay? I'm going to do it again today. All right? I'm going to do it again. So it kind of saves me a little bit here because I was going to bet on the Red Sox anyway because, well, I'm riding that Red Sox train. They've won 9 games in a row. But I'm betting every dog. The Red Sox are big dogs. They're plus 140 here today up against the Twins, as they probably should be because they've got Garrett Richards on the mound, who pitched pretty well his last time out. But, I mean, sorry, it's making in my mouth. The Red Sox are probably going to lose, okay? Because, well, this would be their 10th consecutive win, so they're due to lose, right? So, but we'll be back on the Red Sox at plus 140 because I'm betting all the dogs again here today and shop around a little bit, find the best dog price you can find, and that's what I did, and sprinkle it across a bunch of different books. But, I mean, I just bet $10. I mean, I didn't go crazy. I bet $10. So, and then dogs went nuts last night. So I'll do it again here today and have some fun with that. And, you know, let's see what happens again. I mean, it's a wild, wild run that underdogs are on, much like NBA moneyline dogs in the first half of the NBA season. Major League Baseball here, underdogs are on fire right now, and the books are going to correct it, and the books will get their money back. But right now, chance to jump on it. So right there at the top, I did it last night. I'm doing it again tonight. Let's see what happens here. But that was a little unexpected little smile on my face to help me bounce back from what this week has been like, which has been horrific to the bankroll. To get that going was pretty nice. To have that go with basically $150 being put in my pocket last night unexpectedly from dogs winning in Major League Baseball. But I've got 3 plays, all Boston today. Today's a Boston podcast. Why? I don't know. It just worked out that way. I just, let's just do it. Okay, so here are the 3 bets going for today. I will have player props, okay? So we're going to have 2 units in play here, aside from the other stuff. That's just kind of like for fun. I'm just going to kind of throw things out there and see what happens. I'm not going to go too crazy with this, but we're going to talk about 3 bets here. 1 in hockey, 1 in baseball, and 1 in the NBA. We'll just start with the NBA bet because I'm not going to go too heavy into this. I am a Boston Celtics fan. I hate the LA Lakers. The LA Lakers are without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The Boston Red Sox are 7-3 straight up over their last 10 games. They're 5-4-1 against the spread. They've played really well over the last 2 games, and Jason Tatum is on fire. 53 and 35, right? I think it's what he scored over the last 2 games. They beat the Nuggets on the road. They beat the Trailblazers on the road. They're going to beat the LA bleeping Lakers here on the road. And the Celtics are 5-0 against the spread over their last 5 road games. I'm going back here with Boston. It's my favorite bet of the year to make. Celtics to cover over the LA Lakers. If you want to fade that and bet the Lakers, go ahead. I'm not going to get angry with you because, well, I'm taking Kemba. I'm taking Jason, and I'm taking this Celtics team and Brad Stevens and Jaylen Brown and all these dudes, Marcus Smart. My team is up against our arch rivals. You better damn believe it. I'm betting against them today. I'm taking the Celtics -6 up against the LA Lakers for a half a unit for the first bet. Second bet is less with my heart, more with my head. The Boston Bruins are taking on the New York Islanders. These 2 teams are battling for position, and Boston needs to start to play better, okay? Boston wins over the Sabres 3-2, but they did not look good doing it at all. The Islanders have been playing well this season, but not great over the last couple of weeks. So when you look at the way they've played, they scored 3 goals against the Rangers last game, 1 goal the game before that, 3 goals against the Flyers, 1 goal against Washington, and 3 goals against the Flyers. They're not scoring at a huge clip because the Islanders don't score at a huge clip. The number is really important to me, okay? At Circa Sports, I'm paying -140 juice on 5.5, but find 5.5. You might need to go to an alternative line here with your book, but 5, I think, has push written all over it. I think this is a 3-2 hockey game. I'm taking under 5.5 at minus 140 for the Bruins and the Islanders. Here are the numbers. The Islanders are 13-3 over the last 16 games when allowing 2 goals or less in their previous game, meaning they're playing well defensively. The under is 5-0 in the Islanders' last 5 games. The Islanders are 5-0, or 4-0, sorry, in their last 4 games to the under following a win, which they won last game. For the Bruins, the under is 8-2 to the under over their last 10 games following a win. And the Bruins are 14-4-1 to the under over their last 19 games as a favorite. The under is 5-1 over their last 6 meetings in Boston between Buffalo and New York. This is an under game, okay? This is a slobber knocker hockey game. Low scoring, bruising game. Great game to watch. Really fun, but old school hockey. Under 5.5. I understand that some of these numbers, if you look at the games previously, 1-0, 4-2, 7-2, 2-1, 4-3 in the last matchup. It went to overtime. So only 2 of these games have gone under so far. But I think the Bruins, after their trades, they should have all their pieces. Like Hall should be eligible tonight to play for Boston. Boston's still banged up. But I'm hoping that we see Halak play well in net. I think Varlamov will play really well in net. We're going under 5.5. Islanders, Bruins for minus 140. I know every book's at 5. Like so many books are at 5. I like the hook. Take the 5.5 here. Bruins 5.5. Okay. And then one more bet for the Bruins that we're going to get for Boston rather that we're going to get into, and that is the Boston Red Sox and their 8-4 record to the over so far this season, taking on the Minnesota Twins, who are 6-6 to the over so far this year in Major League Baseball. The runs, 8.5. Red Sox and the Twins, 8.5. I got this at DraftKings at minus 118. You can find this at FoxBet at 8.5 right now at the time of taping, and you can find this at DraftKings, FanDuel. Some books have moved to 9, but 8.5s are readily available out there. So shop around. William Hill's 8.5. So shop around and find this. The juice you'll pay, 118, 125, somewhere in that range for 8.5. I paid minus 118 for this, for the Red Sox and their game. So here's the thing. I'm already taking the Red Sox because I'm betting on every underdog here tonight. So I'm already on Boston, so I don't need to bet on the Red Sox outright. I'm betting on every game. So just at the time of taping, let me tell you all the dogs here that I'm going to be grabbing as of right now for Major League Baseball coming up tomorrow. Not every game's available, by the way, but you've got, like, the Phillies are plus 205. Marlins are plus 146. Pirates are plus 152. No, there's not a dog. I guess Orioles minus 104, technically, the dog. Red Sox plus 144. Plus 128 for the Indians, plus 148 for the Diamondbacks, plus 160 for the Rangers, plus 146 for the Tigers, plus 270 for the Rockies, right? You just need like 2 of those big favorites to hit, and you're going to be fine. Like if the Phillies win and the Rockies win, you're good. you're good for the day. So I don't need to bet on the Red Sox to win. I'm already betting on the Red Sox to win. So, plus 144 for the Red Sox and the Twins, and we'll see if the Red Sox, but Garrett Richards is going to the mound. Michael Pineda going to the mound. I just think 8.5. I think these offenses are going to hit. I mean, I know Garrett Richards pitched fairly well in the last matchup, and there are some people who are saying, go ahead and take the under in this game because of the weather. I can't bet first 5s because they're not available to me at this time. A time of taping, first 5s aren't open. I like first 5s a lot here in this game. If you find a first 5 over, I do like that, but I'm just going to bet the game over, and maybe these bullpens both blow up, and we just see a disastrous type of performance from one or both of these guys. But I just think when you look at where the Red Sox are offensively right now, they've scored 72 runs. They got a good run differential right now. Boston has scored 7, 3, 4, 14, 6, 7, 9, 6, 11 during this run. And I just think this is, I know it's an early game, but it's during the day in Minnesota, so it's cold, but I think they'll be able to get rolling here. I know Garrett Richards had a decent outing his last time out, and people might be like, you sure you want to go with Garrett Richards? Has been spinning the ball really well. It's his spin rate. I keep on hearing this over and over again about his spin rate. All right, he's 0-1 with a 10.29 ERA because of that disastrous first start of the year against the Baltimore Orioles, but he bounced back against that same team where he pitched 5 innings, 3 hits for 2 earned runs. Something just tells me, I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to see here at a Garrett Richards. I'm not going to love it. And I think Michael Pineda is just, Red Sox should hit him. I think the Sox score 4 to 5 runs easy themselves, and then we'll see how many runs given up here, Richards. So I'm going over 8.5 runs at minus 118 for the Red Sox today, coming up against the Twins. So we've got all the dogs going in Major League Baseball. That's not official. That's just what I'm doing personally because we hit for nearly $150 last night, which was great. Boston Celtics -6 over the Lakers. Boston Bruins Islanders under 5.5 -140. Red Sox over 8.5 runs at -118. Against the Twins are the 3 plays. 2 player props coming in the Discord channel. Discord link is below me here on the YouTube channel. If you're listening to this, go to YouTube, find the Discord link on the BettingPros YouTube channel, and you're in to be a part of this because we're back. We went 2-0 on player props. Let's go 2-0 again here tonight for player props that will be dropped at some point during the day during the Discord channel for our NBA player props. My name is Matt Peralt. Every single morning, it's the Daily Juice Podcast right here on BettingPros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.